Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. All right, so tonight, Capricorn, we have the Queen of Wands, which is all about transformation, right? Being fortified in those flames. Kind of like a, what is that guy called? A blacksmith with the, you know, the metal and shaping it as they will. So yeah, strong. You've been through some stuff, right? Probably. And you come out stronger on the other side. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to. Okay, and we have the Tower. My goodness. Immediately the Tower. Okay, so first I want to say thank you for deciding to click on this reading and spending this time with me. It is such an honor. Now, let's get right into it. So we have the Tower right here. This is the top of the tower, the roof, and this is kind of the long part here. You can see like the little windows. Now, we also have, it looks like the letter C or G, okay? We have the number 419, and we have a person right here. You can see the head and the eyes and the nose, and here's the body and the little legs right there. We also have, it looks like the number 232, 232. And it looks like somebody playing a guitar right here. Here's the head, the upper body right in here, the arm up, and then the guitar, okay? We also have the fish. I'm seeing fish around. So I know this has to do with money. We also have what looks like either J-O or maybe 50. So I want to kind of turn, oh, it turns into a key. Okay. Let's see, what is this? My mouth's making noise. I keep pressing on my cheeks. Sometimes I'm like, let's see. Professor Lenor. Just kidding. I'm definitely have no, I did nothing in college. I dropped out. No qualifications. Okay, let's see. So leg. We have L-E-G. We have a person standing here. We have a dog. And we have another person behind them. I almost wonder, and I feel like I'm assuming a lot here, but I almost wonder if you had a... And it seems, okay, it seems confirmed to me. Down here, if you can see this from there, there's a person, here's the head, here's the body, the arm is out, and they're holding what looks like a dagger, okay? We also have a bird that looks like maybe a crow or something like this, and it's sitting and it's eating, it looks like an apple maybe. So I feel like at some point, there was a friendship, there was maybe like a sister, older sister, younger sister, somebody very close to you, beloved, core to your life, right? Probably even like inseparable, okay? So at some point along the way, I feel like probably as you're a young adult, teenager, young adult, maybe even a little more into adulthood, you meet somebody or they meet somebody And we have a musician, probably, I imagine, and a real cool person. And I feel like both of you are in love with this person, or you were. And I think that you just end up going for it. You maybe end up with the person, and it really fractures the relationship. It seems like this decision kind of, I mean, things are just, they're not going to be repaired. For the most part, I feel like for you, it's kind of like, well, you know, I mean, that's how love goes sometimes, right? But also, while it's good, while you're in this relationship and everything is, you know, still exciting and you love them and they're still, you know, being amazing and wonderful and all this, it's worth it. It feels worth it. Okay. But as you go along, right? And the relationship maybe wanes, or you know, you have a family, you're tired, you start to dislike each other, you grow apart, you know, whatever happened. And I'm just gonna say straight up, it feels like this person is the one that you both wanted to be with. This person is not very responsible, not somebody you can really trust in. Okay, so I feel like at this point you are fully able to see, I maybe made a mistake here, because that friendship was way more solid, way more important, and you could trust the person, right? And when this all took place, it really just it ended things, you know. And I don't know if there's maybe some sneaking around, or maybe, you know, fibbing a little bit. Maybe it was even like, you know, and it could be that they're the ones that got with this person. But maybe you or they were in a relationship already with this guitar person, and you secretly cheated with them, or they, you know, your friend cheated with your significant other. I don't know which way it went, but at this point, I don't think it matters. I think what matters is that you lament this friend, losing this friendship. Okay. And that's why we have the tower. The thing about this tower, though, is that it's not burning down. It's not falling apart. I actually think that this fundamental relationship is still worth saving and savable. I also see we have the person on the flower here. You can see the stem, and then right here with the dog and the friend back here. So the dog is representative of the loyalty, the love, the unbreakable friendship. And I do believe that's still here. I don't even care if you haven't talked to this person in 30 years. I feel like if you reached out to them and you could make amends, or be open-minded to, they did some dirt and maybe I'll never fully trust them again, but I want them in my life. I at least want to talk to them one more time, right? And so I do. I feel like this is an important reunion that needs to happen. Okay. Now let's move on. Because I almost never say go back and reunite. You know how I feel about reuniting. I think it's usually not a good idea. Digging into our past, looking for something, you know, it's almost always a letdown. Or it just, I mean, I don't know. It causes a lot of problems, I think. And also, there's this thing that happens a lot of times where you leave off with somebody, whatever age you are, and when you get back together with them or you're around them again, you like revert to the last age you were together. And I think this happens a lot, like when you go, you know, you've gone to college, you've moved on, out into the world, you have a family and this and that, and then you go home to visit and everybody treats you like a kid again, you know, and you feel like a kid too. Okay, so we have a cat right here. You can see the eyes, the nose, the mouth, and the ears over here. I feel like this last while, you have been kind of doing your own thing quite a bit. And this looks like it's M-A-E, maybe May. So I feel like you've been by yourself quite a bit. And I feel this sense of wanting to kind of come back into a more social posture. Now, we're talking about you Capricorn, so maybe not super duper social, but I do feel like there's this place within you that's like, I just want to hang out. I just want to talk to somebody, you know? And so I do see this period of time really being about you connecting with others, maybe going to some new places, getting outside of your comfort zone, maybe joining some clubs. I was just at the library the other day. We go fairly often. We've had a busy few months, so we haven't been there as much as we did last year. My daughter loves going to the library, and I love taking her. But the interesting thing about the library is you will find out in your community there are so many clubs and gatherings and, you know, classes and things like that to take that often are pretty cheap or even free. And so if you haven't been to your local library lately, go check it out. You know, there's all kinds of neat stuff. And so I feel like, you know, this might be a time where you're being a little more brave. You're getting out there, you know, you're doing some stuff, trying some new hobbies, meeting some new people, maybe going on little day trips, finding like your new favorite coffee shop or whatever it is. But it feels exciting. It feels very exciting. Now, here we have, it looks like an Aries, okay? So we have an Aries person in your life. I'm wondering if they are, and a lamb. Kind of have the head of a, here's the ear, and the eye, little baby lamb. And then we have, a woman's face here. Here's the eye and the mouth and the hair. It's kind of short but curled or set really nice. We have the number 7373. So I almost feel like this is maybe one of your children. This cute little lamb. When you look at them or see old pictures of them, it's just how the love, you know, it's so immense. And then we have the knight. We have two people waving goodbye. So setting out on a journey. Yeah, I feel, I'm sorry, I keep moving this thing. So we have the Aries. That's maybe your child. Maybe it's your friend or somebody else that's important to your life. But I feel this, and it's almost kind of like maybe your kids they're just so busy, right? You don't talk to them enough. They don't call you enough. And I feel like this used to really affect you, but I feel like as you're going forward, you're starting to cultivate all of your own things, and you're starting to really like your life how it is, right? But there's still that deep parental thing that never goes away, right? And I almost kind of feel like at times you might feel guilty for moving on into the next part of your life, because you still, you go from that constantly, they need everything, you got to do everything for them, and they get a little more independent, but you're still doing so much, and then next thing you know, they're going off, they're into the world, and they have their own families and their own kids, and of course they still need you, but not like they used to, right? And so then you start to think, well, what do I want to do with myself? What is my life going to be about now? And as that gets traction, you might start to feel like, oh my gosh, I almost feel like I'm cheating on my previous self. Like I used to be so, just inundated with all the family stuff. And now I have all this this other time, right? Maybe isn't free time, but this other time to maybe pursue a way of living or different hobbies or your passions, your interests. And that almost feels like a guilty pleasure, like a sweet treat, But I think that as you come to terms with it, and you will, you get comfortable in there, it's going to be such a miraculous time in life. And so I'm excited for you, absolutely. And I do. The hero's journey, right? Going out there and finding out what's going on out here. What is for me? What is not for me? All right, let's see. We're going to do 3 lucky numbers. Number 27, our first number, 27, 86. Sometimes you all ask, why are you doing numbers? And it's because some people like to have lucky numbers on their readings, or they ask in the comments, do you have any lucky numbers? So I just added it in as part of the reading. So we have 31. Okay, that's the last number. Now we're going to do our inner child oracle cards, and I will stop where it feels right. And it says 31, seek guidance in this. It is time for a different perspective. Absolutely. That's exactly where we're at. Things are a-shifting. Okay, and these are the Indigo Sage affirmation cards. They're cute and they're little. I'm just going to stop where it feels right. Oh, okay. Well, I just dropped a bunch of them. Well, I'll get that afterwards. I'm not going to get down. I will knock the whole table over while it's on camera. Okay, so we have the 2 birds, and it says, rise, celebrate, fly with the inner freedom your ancestors dreamed of. Number 1, was it your guys' reading that I said there's a bunch of ones? It might have been Sagittarius, but I think it was Capricorn. Either way, ones are abundant today. All right. So Sagittarius, I love you. Obviously. No, I do. I love you. And I thank you for being here with me. If you want to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, I would love to hear from you. Go check out my husband's channel. It's Dove and Serpent Tarot. His name is Paul. He's amazing. Again, Dove and Serpent Tarot. And yeah, other than that, again, I want to say I love you, I love you, I love you. Take care of yourself. We'll talk in a few days, and good night.